Hi everyone, my name is Liz. I am a YouTuber. I sold my house, quit my job, gave away all my belongings, and only kept what fit in my car, and I moved to Georgia. So if you've been following my journey at all so far, it probably looks like I'm just like completely living it up, having a blast, all of the things, and I am. But I also wanted to share the practical side of doing something like this, because I think sometimes people can overlook those things and think it's just all fun and games. And I will say it's absolutely 100% worth it. So if you are thinking of doing something similar, here are a list of things that just to take into consideration, just to kind of expect, because going into this, I had no idea what to expect. I don't have a job lined up here. I only had a furnished Airbnb lined up here for 18 days, and then I had to find my next place in kind of a hurry. And I also arrived St. Patty's Day when everyone is coming, because we have such a huge St. Patty's Day parade here. So let me share this list with you of the things. So first of all, in making a decision like this to move across country or move anywhere for that matter, for me, I had to make the decision, do I want to put my stuff in storage and then move it out once I get somewhere more permanent here? Or do I just want to get rid of it all and just trust in the universe's ability to bring me stuff as I need it? And for me, I went that route because it made more sense than paying storage fees, not knowing for sure if I'm going to need the stuff, when I'm going to need it, and then the fact of paying to have it moved. Now that's where a huge expense would come in. You can probably weigh the expenses though because for me, doing the furnished route, like the furnished Airbnb route, it's pricier. It's definitely pricier. You're paying to have the utensils, the furniture, garbage cans, just all the things that you need when you move into a new place. So that is built into the price. So, you'll have to do your own calculations. And I just want to remind people that my experience doesn't have to be others' experience. I'm just sharing what I did, what worked for me, maybe what didn't work for me. So when you arrive, these are basic things, but it's a lot. It really is, especially when you're balancing looking for a place to live. I also I don't know where my income is going to come from yet. I just took a leap of faith. I jumped. When the universe says jump, I jumped. And I trust that it will all align. I trust that I am meeting the right people to get me to my goal, because my goal is to create income for myself that doesn't require me going to an office job. Back home, I did office work, and that's not the kind of life that I want to build for myself here. So I'll get into that a little bit later in the video though. So let's just get back to the basics. You have to change your mailing address, of course. That's one of the first things that you have to do. For me, I had to switch. I haven't done it yet, but I'll have to switch banks because I bank with a certain bank back home that is not nationwide. So I'll have to switch banks, have the money wired and all of that stuff. For me also, I bought a new car before I moved out. With the proceeds from my house, I bought a brand new, not brand new, but a 2023 vehicle. And my insurance company that I have back home also is not nationwide, so I had to change car insurance. My next step is getting a Georgia driver's license, because you need that before you can register your vehicle for Georgia. So keep that in mind, that because I do wish I would have gotten the driver's license sooner, but I've been kind of in a mode of just really finding out where I'm going to live. And also hosting, because I've had several visitors since I've been here in the month and a half that I've been here now. So, but that's all good. Hosting is one of my favorite things in the world to do. So, and then once you get your driver's license, like I mentioned, you will have to register your vehicle. And then for me, if I want to build the type of life that I envision for myself, that requires networking. So what I did months prior to even moving here, I started joining Savannah Facebook groups. A huge one actually for me was the EDM Savannah group. Thank you, EDM Savannah. Because it connected with me with like-minded people that like to dance, people that DJ. I'm a DJ. I love to dance. It was two of my favorite things in the whole world right there. And through this group, and then meeting a couple people when I went out to a club with my friend Heather when she was visiting me, then it just kept creating more and more connections. And I have now connected with someone that I feel like I can work with to help build this life that I envision for myself. Who knows, it might connect me with another person, or this particular person might be the person that, okay, let's do this, let's build this together. We'll see. It is one thing I want to mention. It is important to know how to regulate your nervous system, and to have, I feel that my house didn't sell when I wanted it to sell because I was not in a place that could have held such uncertainty, because it is, not knowing where your money is going to come from. I have some money from my house, I'm living off of that, but it goes quick. So not knowing where your money is going to come from, not knowing, am I going to have friends out here? Basically not knowing anything. And just, again, like I said, taking that leap of faith. And so far for me, it's totally paying off. Getting out and networking, meeting people, having the courage to just show up somewhere and be like, hi, I'm Liz. Or, even reaching out to someone on Facebook or Messenger. If you see someone in a group post something that might resonate with you, that you think, I could probably be friends with them, or we have similar interests, maybe we could work on something together, maybe we could build something together. And what I would do too is, in the groups, I would post my visions, what I'm working on, this. I had someone, a local, actually reach out to me and offer to take me around to some of the hidden gems here in Georgia. So that's a collaboration that I am actually really excited about. I haven't quite started it yet, but one of my goals, and if you saw my some of my other videos, especially on Facebook, if you haven't yet, find me on Facebook, Liz Foth, super easy. One of my goals is to dedicate one day a week because here in Georgia, there are endless treasures to discover. On Thursday, I spent the whole day at Jekyll Island, and you could easily spend a week in there. It's like its own little village inside there. And it's fascinating because now I'm learning kind of some of the hidden dark history of Jekyll Island. So that's fascinating. There's a lot of history. That is one thing that I absolutely love about Savannah, is the history, the historic district. And it's everywhere. I know Charleston, I'm not sure how far yet. They have their own historic district. Even Jekyll Island had their own historic district. So there's just so much to discover. And I'm dedicating a large portion of my time to going to these places and filming these places and sharing these places with you, so that you can get a kind of an idea of where could we vacation, where could we visit, where could we possibly think about relocating if that's something that you're wanting to do. My next thing, okay, so I'm at this furnished place. So this is my second furnished Airbnb. I chose to get it for 2 months so that I would know that I'm held for at least 2 months. But now I'm like, okay, I think my next place is going to be unfurnished, because like I mentioned before, I'm paying a lot for the furnishings. But if you ever stop and think about all the things that you need for a home, shower curtains, garbage cans, furniture, beds, nightstands, pictures, pots and pans and cookie sheets, and just all the things that you kind of, when you have been established living, you forget that you need all of these things to live. So, and I also don't have the space for it right now where I'm at. So it's going to probably require getting a storage unit for a month or whatever. And then, checking marketplace, going to the thrift shops, maybe even rummage sales, maybe even donations. Who knows? It'll all work out. I'm sure of that. But it's a lot. It's a lot to wrap your head around. So just to recap, be prepared for a lot of work. Be prepared to be dedicated to making it all come together and it all work out. Be prepared to spend money, because you're anything like getting new licenses, getting new registration, that's all going to cost money. There's fees, there's cleaning fees, there's pet fees. there's security deposits, there's a lot of, so just make sure that you have a comfortable enough financial cushion to where you can get out there and not have to immediately look for work, unless that's your thing. If you are going for the purpose of, I'm going to this place and I'm getting this job, then that's a whole other story. Like I said, my situation is not your situation, so there's going to be variances there. So yeah, but all in all, I would say it has been my dreams. My dreams are coming true. I'm so grateful that I made the leap. I'm so grateful that there was so many months prior to this all happening back in Wisconsin that I was like, what am I doing? Is this even feasible? Is this even should I really be doing this? But I believe we know in our hearts when we're making the right decisions, and I knew it was the right decision. So I just took the leap. I just went for it, and it is paying off in big, big, big ways. My situation with Evan is very unique, but it's something to think about. If you are disabled in any way and you need resources from, the state, and which we do with Evan, very much so. And you might want to do a little research before you choose where you're going to relocate, because Georgia is not friendly with those types of things. My ex-husband has been just running into roadblock after roadblock trying to get him Medicaid, So that's something that's definitely worthwhile researching before you, or if you have any health issues, make sure that they have the proper health care for you, because those obviously are very, very important things. There's going to be days when it feels like today is one of those days, and that's probably why I'm making this video today. Of all days, I've been here a month and a half, but today's just one of those days where I feel like, okay, I still have a whole list of stuff that I need to get done in order to make my life here comfortable and stable. Thank you for being on this journey with me. I love you.